here uh, Monday. I wanted to create a video kind of updating where we are on our journey, give a little information on some things and stuff. Hope you all are well this weekend. I was able to do this background for this, and I thought it was pretty cool. Got our Scarlet Macaw for the Scarlet Life Force community. So I thought that was kind of neat. Looks like I've got phoenix wings behind me. It's pretty neat. So I wanted to start off with the scary thing, and then we'll progress to more lighthearted things. So the other day, Scarlett had a seizure with food in her mouth. It has happened a few times before when she was younger. It is just a reality of this life. When you have seizures, potentially can happen when you're eating, right? So it can be pretty scary. It's we have the ability to work through these things and do things. Luckily, this wasn't an emergency. Me and Aaron were able to handle it with ease. A little bit of stress, but ease. Nothing was here. It was she was chewing on it, right? Nothing went down. um, we did end up buying a device called a life vac, um, which is basically a like a suction thing that goes right here, and then you can plunge it, in case you're unable to do the Heimlich. And like if someone's having, I wouldn't, I don't think that, I don't know how it will work necessarily, so I can't really, I'm not trying to give medical advice or anything like that. We've got it for in case of emergencies. I don't think that we would be able to do it mid seizure, but maybe when she comes out or something, we'll probably have to get some more information about it. But I did order one, just for, future, and just in case, just a precaution. And we thought it would be something good to have with us to carry around in a backpack and stuff, because we carry, an extra set of clothes and her meds and, things like that. So, but this is a reality. A lot of people don't even, they would never think about, oh yeah, like what if someone was eating, but this is the reality. And I just think that it's important to share these things for information, so people have awareness of, things that can happen and things like that. So, in brighter news, we have been able to wean Scarlett off of 2 medications. She used to be on 3. Um, and in the past 6 to 12 months, we have weaned 2, one of which was affecting her liver a little bit in combination with another medication that she's still on. And then the other medication we have slowly, honestly, been weaning over years, and we haven't been upping it. It causes lots of memory confusion and brain fog and imbalances, and it can cause vision issues and blindness. And I mean, it could go on and on, but she was at such a low dose at this point, with her seizures. We wondered how her seizures would even be affected if we weaned it too, because we've kind of learned to live with seizures. So we always have hope, for the future and stuff. But with irretractable epilepsy, searching seizure freedom can feel like a rat race to a certain degree. So, why not accept the thing that we've been dealt with and try to deal with it as gracefully as possible, instead of, adding to the issues with more stuff. That's just our personal view of things after, coming to this point and being where we are right now on our journey. So, luckily, there hasn't been much of an uptick in seizures. There was a little bit at first, and it seems to be sort of evening out a little bit, which is really good. And a fog has lifted from her. She's speaking more clearly. She's remembering things. A light is coming on more. It's like her child that's been suppressed a little bit, maybe that's what it feels like with medication, is coming out more. Like she's just exuberant. I don't know how else to put it. And it's just beautiful to see. So now that, we're only on one medication, and this is one that will probably take some time, if we decide to wean it and go a completely holistic route and, with holistic things and diet and all that stuff. But for now, we're leaving it alone. So, but that is really good news. We actually went and saw a new functional medical doctor. She is close to us. We've done the functional medical route before with this wonderful couple from Bloomington, Illinois. We just didn't want to travel that far, and we wanted to see her. She actually, the lady lives right down the road from us, and her practice is just, a town away. So I wasn't able to attend the first appointment because I wasn't feeling well, but Erin took her and they got along really well. And she gave Scarlett some new supplements to support her body while, we're doing the other things. We're trying to get her sodium levels right a little bit, which kind of goes into, the Dravet syndrome diagnosis as well. The sodium channel is affected. Or at least that gene. From what I've learned, genes can be turned on and switched off to a certain degree with certain things in our environment, toxins and things of that nature. What else was I going to say about that? So yeah, so she's got some new supplements. When she had her first appointment, it was just to go in there and clip just a piece of her hair in the back, and run some tests. With our previous functional doctor, we did both blood and urine. And so over the years, we have a synopsis of like tests and things of that nature to kind of give us an idea of where her body was, at different points in time. And, she's thriving a lot more. And she used to be really, really thin. And she used to kind of run into walls and spin and spin and spin, which she still does sometimes. She's trying to get the energy out, right? She used to bruise really easy. You could tell that because of the medications that she was on and the emergency meds and all of the things that she wasn't taking in the minerals, that she needed to, or there was a block there. Sorry if you hear that. That's my dog going crazy side right now. She wasn't taking in the minerals. Her body wasn't absorbing them, and she had some mineral deficiencies and things with the gut and stuff. So this is stuff that we've been working on, progressively. So it's been a work in progress, so I feel like, to me personally, it's a balance between accepting the things that we cannot change, kind of like the what is it, the Alcohol Anonymous saying, accepting the things that we cannot change, and also empowered action for the things that we think may help, that may move us forward, that may support her better. It's a balance between those things, I believe. We also just last week, I guess, we went to an acupuncturist, this really lovely lady in Edwardsville. We got to meet her. Our first appointment, we didn't do needles with Scarlett. It was basically a get to know you type of thing. And she was wonderful. She also did, she kind of put her fingers on Scarlett's, pulse, and kind of checked her meridians, and used some tuning forks. And then she gave us some magnets to put on the inner parts of her ankles, which are like, I feel like related to the kidney, to help balance things. Because Scarlett has, when you have seizures, a lot of times I think you have a lot of wind in your body. This is old Asian medicine, right? So she's been keeping those on for a couple days. And actually, I'm noticing she seems a little bit more centered, if that makes any sense. So that's actually beautiful. Next time we will probably try the needles. She actually showed them to us, and I honestly expected something way more evasive and bigger and stuff, but she showed them and actually tried them on me and Erin on her hand. They're super tiny, super thin, and she barely puts it in there, right? And twists it a little bit, and you can hardly feel it at all. So I don't think that Scarlett will have an issue with it. But we don't have any expectations with these things. We just kind of feel them out. And and go with our gut and go with, our research and, how we feel with the people that do these things, and kind of go from there and see how it goes. So, I mean, basically, um, her goal and our goal, like the functional doctor, is to have more support for Scarlett's body and things, and clean up some stuff, and balance things out. And it's kind of the same thing with the acupuncturist. She, her goal with us is to maybe see longer stretches, in between seizures and things. So we're hopeful. We're always hopeful. So um, what else? I know this isn't going to be a super long video. It's just kind of an update on us and stuff. Um, I wanted to thank everyone that came to our wedding, those that gave us money, for us getting married last year in October. We actually used that money to start our foundation. So we're really appreciative for that. That and the money that I've made so far selling my books, because I'm a children's author. Yeah, so an update on that basically is we are registered with Washington, D.C. We have our bank account set up. We are in the works. We are creating our website right now, which is kind of a process. And we have this wonderful gentleman, Aaron's friend, who is a techie guy that is helping us. So we are in the process of that. And then we'll work on our foundation social pages and stuff like that. So, these things don't happen overnight, right? Plus you have all the normal things with life. So I'm appreciative for, how much we've gotten done, and those that support us, those that have bought my books. I really appreciate you. Right now I'm doing a sale, so I'll go ahead and mention that. Easter's right around the corner, and I think that my books would be perfect for children and for, Easter baskets or spring or summer birthdays, whatever. This is Force of Nature. I made a little video about it on my social today too. So anyway, this is the one that me and Scarlett created together, with acting and play, breath work, information on animal facts, spirit animals. There's a plethora of information in here for, I'm sorry, children and family to play together. This one is $15.55, and it comes with 2 animal masks, cute little animal masks, and 10 animal stickers per book. This is $15.55. This is Pearl and Marigold, A Tale of Two Friends. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this one. There we go. This is a storybook with has some seizure hardships. Also goes into is a fairy tale and friendships and walking our path, and just a beautiful story for kids, and pictures that I've done. I did all the artwork myself. And then this was the first one I created. This is Backyard Wonders. Oop, if you can see it. This one is actually it's a coloring book, also scavenger hunt for bugs, and it has little bug poems in it. So it's got multiple things going on there for kids to play and enjoy. So the first book is $15.55. The other 2 are $10 a piece. If you were to purchase them all together, it's $30, which will give you, $5.55 off or something like that. Can't do math right now, but it gives you money off if you were to buy them individually. So, and then, probably $15 to $20 off my original price. So this is a really good deal. And all the proceeds, like I said, go into the Scarlet Life Force community, which we are building in the works of doing. So I appreciate all you guys that share my videos, buy my books, just support me in any way. Like I truly appreciate you so much. I was going to mention one more thing here. It's just kind of a little, seizure tidbit, something I ran into years ago, and it kind of popped up in my reality. And I thought maybe someone might want this information, or someone might find it fascinating. And it does have to do with seizures. Excuse me, back in the day, in medieval times, those that suffered the falling sickness is what they called it. The king or queen at the time. Like this was during the Tudor times. Henry VIII did this. His first daughter, Mary, that he had with Catherine, um, did this as well. I'm not exactly sure, like thinking back, I'm not exactly sure how far it went back, but they, along with the Catholic Church, would bless these rings. These rings were made of gold or silver, sometimes other metals. And on Good Friday, they would give them to people that suffered severe illnesses, including seizures. The falling sickness is what they called them. They called these rings cramp rings. Some of them I saw had like inscriptions on them, and some of them didn't. But the point was like they were blessed with holy water. It was a whole ritual, right? Um, and they spoke Latin and this, that, and the other. So I just thought that was a really interesting little tidbit, kind of a piece of history about, seizures and how far we've come. And, just some interesting information about it all. When I learn about this stuff, I find it fascinating. I like to also like delve into, famous people in history that have had seizures, such as Julius Caesar, Napoleon, and others. There, I mean, Joan of Arc supposedly, I mean, like she had visions, but maybe some people say possibly, seizures when she'd have her visions and things like that. There's information by going back and looking into some of this stuff. So I will probably at some point maybe do a little video about this because it's pretty fascinating. Actually, and it's kind of cool to learn about these things. So I think that's all I really have for you guys today. It was just basically an update and stuff. I hope you all are doing well. As far as the world stage is concerned, it's wild out there, energies are high. There's a lot of angry people. There's a lot of information coming out. There's a lot of truths coming out. It's supposed to be this way. We're supposed to learn what's really going on. All I can say is, protect your heart. It's of utmost importance. Really strengthen your relationship with God, your personal relationship with God, however, whatever that looks like to you. That's super important at this time. Taking care of yourself, taking care of your self-care, your health, and your family, the people that are close to you, be easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up all the time. Like we have to be gentler with ourselves. Because by doing so, we're gentler with others. So I find that to be true. And, focus on things that you want to see in your future, instead of getting pulled in a million different directions and distractions and things like that, focus on what it is that you want to see, what you want to focus on, what is in your heart, and what brings you joy. So I love you guys. Have a good evening. God bless.